So, welcome to the channel Living Stones. You know, Living Stones is one of these things that started actually in lockdown, believe it or not. Yeah, lockdown. And yeah, it just stayed there. In 2020, I started the channel, and then that was it, just dormant. But I wanted to share with you today about the book fair that also started, yes, in lockdown. Can you believe it? We had a book fair, and it's a vision about a traveling book fair. And the platform was for my Christian friends who write. Yeah, that's is that my feet? Oh my gosh. Anyways, yeah. So this was a platform where my Christian friends who write poetry and tell their testimonies, their stories, and it was going to be something that would unfold in the years to come. So here we go. It's lovely to have a guest book because it also draws in the stories of how people were joining in on this book fair. And then we had some write ups. This was the first one because it was during lockdown. It was specifically about the lockdown letters. Do you remember I've already read out from the lockdown letters? Lest we forget. It's such a powerful reminder about writing things down, lest we forget. And so, yes, being part of that project was so awesome. And so uh, book, the first book fair was around that theme, and I can see that this write-up that was in the People's Post, uh, because it was, yeah, there we go, 2021. Yeah, right there. Um, can you remember those days? The lockdown letters. I'm not going to read this out loud, but you can see it was a lovely write-up about the lockdown letters, which was presented and the backdrop of the book fair. Where the book fair started, which I can say told you was Wynberg. It says here, sign in. This is the traveling book fair guest book from Wynberg, Western Cape. Gives you the postal code. Started in 2021. Recording all the places, people, and milestones. May the Lord bless you and keep you, and may his face shine upon you and be gracious to you, and may he give you peace. That was in July actually of 2022 when it came around to having a second one. In the end, there were actually 3 in Wynberg. And as you can see, there's a bit of a write-up, and it goes on, and even little signatures of the people who joined in and were part of the day. God is good all the time. And so on and so on. I will definitely do another part of this whole traveling book fair guest book, because I think it's so important to keep record, keep record like this little book does. And there we have it. There we have it. So when it came to the traveling book fair, it also went to Tulbagh. And there's the postal code. There's the postal code. The first one in Tulbagh, but the third on the move of the traveling book fair. So in that year, there was one in Wynberg, and then there was also one in Tulbagh. So it was really traveling and getting the wheels were in motion and things were really chugging along lovely, really chugging along. So you can see there our fourth traveling book fair. The question is where to next. That was already in 23. Oh my gosh, look at that. And where to next in 2026? Right now the book fair is traveling with B. Plans afoot for Tulbagh again? There definitely is. In the meantime, we are visiting at KZN and welcome in the visionaries Gypsy B. So as you know, you're sitting in the Gypsy B with me when I record, and that is a caravan by that name. So if you've just stumbled across this video, then welcome, and it's raw and real. So this was the People's Post. Let's see, where's the People's Post? That was in when we went again in 2022. Yeah, so let's see, Weinberg. And this was a pun on Book Fair's back, all right. Do you remember that song? It was a wonderful write-up about the traveling book fair. It will then stop for the second year. And then, of course, as I said, it stopped for a third year. And it was held in that church hall in Church Street. And what a wonderful venue, because that's where I did actually start teaching as a health instructor, health and movement instructor. Just a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to share with other people about dancing feet. Dancing feet. So there is actually me. There's actually me, yeah. So that's my story about dancing feet. Many, many years of dancing with the Lord. And sometimes I had to really sit back and reflect about how I went into dancing with the feet, then dancing with the pen, and dancing with the pen, and continually to dance with those that cross my path, and especially to dance with my husband. So when you're in Living Stones, you're going to see raw and real. You're going to see many, many things on the Living Stones. And I see there's a lot of blank pages still here, and trust that we will see them filled up in time, whether we on this continent or on the next continent or in the next province. I'm looking forward to seeing what will happen with the book fair, since it is traveling. I see, I love this, words that just jump out. There's a challenge. There's a challenge. Definitely a challenge for us to go from that very first time where we were starting in my hometown with lockdown letters, and everyone came with their books and had their table and they shared their stories, and we jumped up and down and had an awesome day, an awesome, awesome day. And I pause a little bit because often we have to take a bit of time. It's amazing how these words just jump up. We have to take a bit of time, not spend it. We have to take it. Someone actually pointed that out to me one day. You're not spending it, you're going to take a bit of time. And that's what you do on Living Stones. So on Living Stones, we definitely take the time, and we need to pause, and we have to have some tea. Can't show you me today because I am still in my PJs. And I am going to leave the story as probably part 1. But as you know, it's raw and real here, so this might be it. But I really believe there's a story to be told on the channel about the book fair and how beautifully it has just unfolded and is still going to be one of those projects that's just going to continue wherever I go. God bless and shalom, shalom. Have an awesome, awesome, awesome day.